Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to another Friday. We made it. If it's in one piece or if it's in our frame of mind, God, we made it. And I can't believe we're almost in July. I am shook. But let's stay professional because we're professionals. But before we get into our video, please take this 1 minute reset so we can decompress. We're in the resource room. There's some snacks back there, some pretzels or some kind of nuts up there. Get you one. There's some water over there. So just rest right there or sit right there and take your moment. And then we're going to get into a short and sweet resource Friday because we're working people and our attention span on Friday is low. So let's get into our Zen and then we're going to get into our conversation. See y'all back.
So let's begin in a comfortable seated position. Allow your sitting bones to press down into the earth. Roll your shoulders up, back, and drop them down, and slightly lengthen your spine. Gently close the eyes, and imagine there's a beautiful, vibrant, shimmering white light all around your body. And as you inhale, you take this light into your body. And exhale, let it go. Inhale the love. And exhale everything else. Inhale calm. And exhale anything you're holding on to that it's time to let go. Beautiful. Enjoy your day.
Whew. Y'all, wasn't that refreshing? Getting that Zen, the lotus flower. Amen. So, most importantly speaking, let's go ahead and let us start. But before we start anything, thank you so much for joining the Grounded Bag podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Ensa. And most importantly speaking, this is a segment called the Resource Room, where every Friday I share resources that are helpful in either if it's you looking up your provider, talking about resources that you can access to support you, either if it's for burnout, mental health, resources that you may not know that's available but is there. We're going to get into all of that. And also go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please do. Because this also means that you're joining the family. You're planting roots with us. We're not renting anymore. We're buying. We're putting our foot in the soil of the land, the fruits of our labor. And most importantly speaking, go ahead and like this video and share this video with all that you think that may benefit from it, because the YouTube multiverse knows that will let them know that you find value in this YouTube channel. But also don't forget to listen to us on Spotify, because I will be publishing exclusive podcast episodes on Spotify. So that way, because we're going to be talking about a lot of things: religion, work, um, relationships. We're also going to be talking about life, because there's so much concepts to us. We're like a diabolical construct. So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff on Spotify, and it's going to share to all streaming platforms. So if you listen to Apple Podcasts, it's going to be streaming on there and other podcast platforms and the like. And most importantly speaking, subscribe to the Grounded by Podcast on Substack so that you never miss any videos that is published, and so that we also catch the latest as it's happening. So today we're going to be talking about all states, where to find any license lookup. So keep in mind, we want to really make sure that we are just being very mindful, as well as we're just being very resourceful of what to look for, what we're seeing, and how that looks for us. Because the most important thing is knowing that, hey, we have an option. We also have a say so above all else. And this also concludes the license lookup phase, because if you've seen the previous Resource Fridays, I did my searches. I went on different platforms. And I also want you to know that a lot of the Resource Fridays, I will also be listing all of these names of the federal medical boards and the social work boards in the blog post that's going to be connected to this video. So just know that if I don't screen share today, because we've been working. We have been working and we're so tired after the week. I just want to save your eyes for a moment. Just save them. Just save them. Pretend like I'm screen sharing. So just know that all states where to find any license lookup varies because instead of there being a universal site, each profession uses state board sites. So just know that you can find your state board site by either searching in Google, your state name, the license type, either if they're an LPC or LCSW, or a license lookup in some ways. It can be, for example, Texas LCSW license lookup or New York LMFT licensed marriage family therapist verification license. It could be those form of resources to look up, and it's all in the name. It could be Dallas LCSW license lookup, any state. It doesn't matter. State name, license type. If it's a contractor's professional license, if they're a contractor, like they build, they put things together, break them apart, put it back together. There are license lookup and databases for all things. So just know that if you're feeling froggy about who your practitioner is, it's time for you to leap and find out what's really going on. Because the national directory tools that I think that might be a helpful starting point, such as the Federation of State Medical Boards, which is the FSMB, that's for physicians. If you're ever wanting to know, all physicians are within the Federation of the Federation of State Medical Boards. That's their body. Each state has their jurisdictions, but every single physician is within a certain database that reports to them. Same thing as social workers, ASWB. ASWB is the Association of Social Worker Boards. When I do my board exam in a few months, that's the database that I'm going to be in. Or my state database, I'm going to be in that, but I'm going to be conferred and confirmed by the ASWB. And the National Board of Certified Counselors, NBCCs for counselors. Let's say if you are a licensed counselor who is counseling marriages or children or anyone, but you're licensed, you're going to be a part of the National Board of Certified Counselors. And for individuals who are like looking into for therapists, there is the Open Counselor, the Open Counseling State Guide, opencounseling.com/therapist. That's where you're able to look up by the major directory. So that way you just know a little bit more about who you're seeing, but also their history. And if a therapist or a licensed clinician has any dings against their license, like unethical dings, and it's been reported to the boards and they're flagged for it, it will be in the database. And you can also call the boards and find out, hey, I'm about to be seen by this therapist. I want to make sure that they're legit. Is there any dings against their license? I just want to make sure that they're ethical. They'll tell you. At this point in time, the saddest thing is that we have to do our work. That brings me to red flags to watch for when it comes to doing your digging. If your provider refuses to give you their license number, you better run for the hills. Run to the nearest pier and jump in that water and swim away. Get away. Get all the way away. And if they cannot be found in your state's database, we have seen too many unethical issues not to listen and take some notes, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen too many clinicians get off scot-free because one, they were never reported, and two, they were never held accountable. We can't have any more innocent people going down with the ship when we can give them a life raft to get in the lifeboat. We can't do that anymore. And if the license is expired or inactive, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They need to be reported and other people need to know, do not come to this place. Because if they're not licensed and if they're not accredited, then that means that they're not going to be held accountable to someone unless the general public reports them to the authorities for malpractice. And if the name doesn't match exactly, keep in mind, if their name is hyphenated because they got married, then that's a little different. But if their first and last name before marriage does not even pull up in the database, that's a problem too. Because hyphenated or not, your name needs to be somewhere where I can see it and is registered, and I can be able to identify it with your diploma versus like John Smith, but I'm seeing Sandra Bullock on your diploma. Oh my God. No, absolutely not. And only social media presence, no official listings. Because any clinician that's worth their salt would have a website or would have a presence on Psychology Today. They'll have a profile, the services they offer, the insurance that they take. If you go back to a previous episode of the actual of the Research Friday, I'll show you a breakdown of what Psychology Today looks like and how to really find a clinician. But if they're only social media presence and there's nothing else, then walk away, run away. Like I said, and that brings us to the final questions to reflect on is for you, is am I prioritizing emotional connection over professional safety? Even though the clinician may look like you, even though you feel as if the clinician sees you, hears you, understands you. I understand that, but are you prioritizing that over professional safety? Because I can be the nicest person ever, but I can't call myself a social worker unless I'm licensed. I can't give myself this title unless I actually have those credentials. So that's precisely why we need to make sure that we are not enabling the bad behavior. Because bad behavior gets no praise. But if we're praising the bad behavior, then okay, if something bad happens, what are we to do about it as general public? Because we weren't warned. So a duty to warn. You have a duty to warn others and tell the boards if there are unethical behaviors happening. Because if nothing is said, then it's going to continue and harm other people. That is a problem. Second question is, do I feel empowered to ask for verification? If you're taking my insurance and you're making money off of me, I'm going to ask you down to your birth certificate. I'm probably exaggerating, but I'm going to ask you these questions. If I'm at my doctor, you're not drawing blood from me until I actually see a name tag and the doctor tells me so and so is going to draw your blood and that name better match your tag. And if I see that you're frigidity and you're acting a little bit inexperienced, I'm not letting you put a needle in my vein to hurt me like you stabbing me or something. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen, love. Not gonna happen. We have to be ethical, but take care of yourself because the world is not gonna take care of you. You have to do that. You have to advocate. And the third question is, what would I do if I discovered my provider wasn't licensed? This is not like the what would you do shows. That's real, but slash a show. Your real life is real life. What would you do if you found that out? Are you going to report it? Are you going to move in silence and make that report? Or are you going to make the report and also move in loudness? But also have some wisdom because there's some individuals who you make report on, they may cause harm or they may seek to do harm. So get your information that you need, report in silence, lose their number, and run like hell. Don't go blasting them on TikTok until you reported that with the state first. Make sure that you have all of your credentials. But also, if there's any malpractice, make sure that you have your paperwork, your documentation. So if a lawsuit needs to be filed, then you can file it. But just make sure that you do things ethically and read the room. If they're like a Jimmy Hoffa, if they're like a mob boss kind of energy that they can harm you to silence you before you blow the whistle, then you need to operate in stillness and in wisdom so you can live to tell the tale. I can't say that enough. Safety begins with you. That means that if you sniff something that could be big, you have to know how you move. You have to know who you talk to. You have to know how you operate accordingly, because there's a lot of individuals who want to keep that money and who are willing to kill for it, unfortunately. So the listener takeaway activity is verify before you trust checklist. So I want you to do this with me. Complete this before you start therapy. Write down your provider's first name. Confirm their license type plus number. If they're listed on Psychology Today, even better. You have their name, first and last, license number. Please watch the previous video of the Resource Friday where I show you how to actually look it up within the database. That can be I believe it's episode 2 that we actually did the real deep dive. Confirm the license type plus their license number. Search the state board website. Screenshot verification for your records. And recheck it annually if continuing your care. Because every year, the last time we checked on the website, some individuals, they had their license since, I think, 23, 24. And some of their license was due to expire this month or August of this year. But I could see it though. You want to see that. So if I'm going to be continuing care with a clinician, and even with my internship, she's a licensed LCSW. I still checked and I still made sure that my supervisor was legit, because I'm entrusting you with my time, supporting your clients, being a part of a bigger picture. But I want to make sure that you're being ethical, because I'm someone who operates on ethics here. Ethics, ethics, ethics. So I can't say that enough. Let me repeat it again, listener takeaways, and I will be including this in a blog post that I'll be attaching to this video so that we can go back to the checklist. Write down the provider's name, first and last name, full name. If it's a middle name, write it down too. Confirm their license type, if they're a contractor, if they're a therapist, if they're a social worker, if they're a counselor. And if there's a license number, write that down too. Once I get my license, in a few months, I'm going to be posting that up. It's going to be on my LinkedIn. It's going to be everywhere. I want you to know that I'm legit. It's more likely going to be in my YouTube description too, or in my YouTube bio. I want y'all to know that she did her work and she took that test above all else. And also confirm the license type plus number. Search the state board website. Screenshot verification for your records to make sure that you don't screenshot something that's there and then 20 days later it's not there. Make sure that you saw it licensed, you saw it active first, and then 20 days later you don't see it there, then that means that it expired. Ask them, okay, this day, this time I checked your license, it was active. I see that it's expired. Are you going through a license renewal? I just want to make sure before I continue care with you. That's genuine questions to ask. That means no harm, because you just want to make sure that they're on their stuff. I know people are getting busy, but when it's a license, you got to stay on top of it. It's like a driver's license. You're not going to be driving with a suspended license, are you? Or an expired license. I hope not. You got to stay on top of it. And for us, we have to recheck annually if you're continuing care. If you're a long-term person that's going to get care by this clinician, keep checking it, keep checking it, and keep checking it. You have to make sure, because your healing deserves compassion, but it also deserves protection. So trust is built, and part of building trust is knowing who is holding your story and who's respecting your story at the same time. So I cannot stress this enough. Stay on your business. Stand on business. I'm not saying this just to sound cool. You better stand on it. Stand on it. So please don't forget to join me next Friday on another Resource Friday as we talk about more important facts that you should know, as well as resources added with that, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, share, and comment, and share, because we are having a goal and have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers and more as we near, because we're currently like 951. We're trying to reach 1,000. We're so close, y'all. We're so close. So please go ahead and like, share, and comment. Share this video so that when this video is shared with whomever you think needs this. And above all else, be kind to yourself. Love on yourself. Protect yourself. And get your research on. Be inspect a gadget if you have to. But at the end of the day, your story matters. It deserves to be protected. And I'm here to help you do that. So I'll see you on another video. Stay safe, stay blessed, and more many, many blessings to you. Hearts up. I'll see you all in another episode. Bye now.